And to delve deeper into how this program will affect businesses, joining us in the studio, Dedek Prayudi, Presidential Communication Office spokesperson. Okay, thank you so much for coming by.
Thank you, Alia, for inviting.
Yeah, so it's big news now. Why did the President Prabowo approve this 6.5% increase in the national minimum wage? What are the key factors that making this decision happened?
Well, first of all, yes, President Prabowo has stated here, as we all know, that the minimum wage of Indonesian workers next year will increase by, on average, 6.5%.
Right.
And this decision, this policy is intended to improve the well-being, the living standard of Indonesian workers. And improving living standard of Indonesian workers, this means we are improving their consumption as well. And improving their consumption, this means we're improving or we are adding more contributors to the Indonesian growth.
Okay, so you want to thicker the layer of these workers,
yes,
by giving an increase of wage by 6.5%.
Sure. Yeah.
So how will this wage increase the businesses, though? I mean, affect the businesses, especially the SMEs. What support? Does the government give any support to the businesses? I mean, it's going to be quite heavy on them.
So there are a lot of misleading information about, the minimum wage of workers will heavily impact on the ease of doing business or the conducivity of investment, for example. Mm-hmm. I can assure you that this opinion is actually misleading. Yeah. So we have taken a deep investigation about this, and then we found three dominant factors that actually affect the climate for Indonesian investment. And the first one, that is complex bureaucracy. And the second one, that is corruption. Mm-hmm. And the third one is infrastructure.
Okay.
So when we're talking about complex bureaucracy, we're talking about how the government issues license for starting business for people.
All right.
And if we're talking about corruption, of course, we're talking about money that goes to government officials illegally. Mm-hmm. And of course, Prabowo administration is committed fighting these practices.
But I mean,
and the third one is infrastructure. We all know that President Jokowi, the 7th President of Republic Indonesia, President Jokowi has built massive infrastructure, but then this massive infrastructure has not yet converted to reducing the logistics, costs. Yeah.
Right.
And President Prabowo will maximize the use of this infrastructure and convert this infrastructure to low logistic costs.
The logistics cost, because Indonesia is very high in its logistics costs, as we know the archipelagic, geographical situation. Yes. But if we look at SMEs, I mean, they have their, people working for them as well. When the minimum wage increased, does the government give any incentives for them? I mean, for them to survive at least, because they're not big, but it's a big chunk of economy if you talk about Indonesian economy.
Well, we all heard, not long time ago, that President Prabowo has decided to erase, all the debts of SMEs, especially those who work in food, like the farmers, the fishermen, etc. And that is one commitment to actually support their business. And second one, President Prabowo also will make, giving credits from the government's bank easier for SMEs as well. So this will actually help their business. And also, President Prabowo also give a lot of incentives in terms of makan bergizi gratis, the school meal clubs, and health check for free as well. So starting from 2025, if you are celebrating your birthday, don't forget to go to the nearest hospital.
Oh, really?
Because you can do medical checkup for free.
Okay, I hope it's going to be a good present when they have a medical checkup, right, for the birthday. All right, now, with the minimum wage sectoral minimum wage varying in different regions, how should businesses prepare for the differences in the labor costs?
Yeah, first of all, we need to underline when the term on average. Yeah, so 6.5% is not going to be imposed in all business sectors. So we are aware that different sectors are in different conditions.
Right.
So we also take into consideration first regional disparity, because different areas, of course, have different conditions, and also sectoral disparity as well. And this decision, this policy, its implementation will be regulated in a ministerial decree, the Manpower Ministry, and during the process, we will involve the Wage Council. Wage Council consists of, the business persons, also the labor unions, so they are also involved in the discussion. So
okay, so this is not something that happens only very quickly, but it's full of conversation.
No, so yeah, different business also will the minimum wage is different each business, different each areas. We are not treating Jakarta the same like we treat, for example, NTT, East Nusa Tenggara. They're all in different situations, and there's no such thing as one policy fits all.
Okay. Now, what can you tell us about the, this long-term economic projections for the wage increase, and how could it affect the job creation or workforce management, like automation, for example?
Right. In formulating this 6.5% increase in workers' minimum wage, we also, or the President Prabowo also took into consideration as well the forecast, the projection issued by the central bank about first, inflation, second, growth. So it is projected that in 2025, Indonesia will grow 5%. Yeah. So stable growth and stable inflation. Inflation is projected to be 2.5 until 3%, plus minus 1%. And yeah, it's not only about the welfare of the workers. It's also about Indonesian economy as a whole. So we have all the factors taken into consideration.
Okay, so we can see very vividly that most of the economic policies from our president is towards the welfare of the people, especially the ones that are in need in Indonesia. But how does the government ensure that the wage increase won't hurt Indonesia's appeal as an investment destination, because we need that as much as well?
Sure. Well, before answering that question, I must declare first that the President Prabowo sees investment or attracting investment as one very critical factor in reaching our target of 8% growth. So we have three components, very important components. The first one is adding value to our natural resources,
right,
which is closely related to downstreaming.
Downstreaming, yes.
Yeah. And the second one is attracting investment. And the third one is improving our tax ratio from 9% today to 23%.
Which will better up our GDP.
Yes, and talking about attracting investment, I have stated before that it is actually not about the minimum wage of the labor. It is actually about fighting corruption. It is actually about simplifying bureaucracy, simplifying the way we issue our license for our people to conduct or to start business. And it's also about using the already provided infrastructure for the people to conduct their business, to make their business easier. So with strong leadership, with good clarity from the president, we are very confident. Yeah? The government is very confident that the business climate, the investment is going to be good. Yeah, the trust from business people will be good. Yeah, and I think business will keep expanding in Indonesia.
Okay, so no more overlying policies from different ministries, so that investors will feel that it's open, it's clear, and there is a certain estimated time when it's going to be approved and all that.
Sure. Yes.
All right, so better business climate, definitely. Well, thank you so much, Ricky, for talking here in our business talk. And come again. We have a lot of things to update from our new, cabinet.
Thank you for inviting.
Thank you very much. And that was our conversation on the impact of the wage increase in Indonesia by 6.5% for today's business talk. You can stay connected with us on Instagram, X, and YouTube. Our handle is @CToday News. We're also available online at ctodaynews.com, so let's stay connected.